Birth control will make you fat. Birth control will make you moodier. Plan B kills babies. You'll get blood clots. You have to take the pill at the exact same time every day. Birth control is really expensive. If you have heard any of the above previous statements, you aren't alone. There are dozens of birth control myths out there, and next to none of them are true. There are articles all over social media and the internet that spread false information about birth control. Many of these misconceptions come from a lack of education on birth control. In a survey of University of Kentucky students, they were asked if they felt well educated on birth control. As it turns out, they don't. This video will educate students on the different types of birth control and clear up these misconceptions. Here are the facts.
Birth control oral pills are pills that you take monthly, and then you take them daily at the same time of day. Some of the health benefits and advantages are regular periods, light flow, less menstrual cramping, reduced risk of non-cancerous lumps or cysts in the breast, reduced risk of cancer of the ovary and cancer of the lining of the uterus. Some of the side effects you can get from taking the oral birth control pill is nausea, spotting or light bleeding between periods, weight gain, and breast tenderness. Some of the risk and disadvantages are heart attack, blood pressure, migraines and stroke, and blood clots.
An article from Time magazine explains the newest evolution in the birth control industry. This long-lasting reversible contraceptive, called the intrauterine device, or IUD, has been reported to be one of the most favorable forms of birth control amongst women. A report from the Guttmacher Institute shows data that 7.7% of women used the IUD in 2009, and that number increased to 10.3% in 2012. There are two different forms of IUDs, the Mirena and the Paragard, both of which have differences and benefits of their own. The Mirena releases a small amount of progesterone each day that acts locally in the uterus. Also, it does not use the hormone estrogen, which means that there are less hormonal side effects using this type of birth control. Paragard, the other form of IUD, does not stop the period after 6 months. Instead, the side effects are less painful and the flow may be lighter. The Paragard prevents pregnancy with a tiny copper filament that is wrapped around the T without the use of any hormones. The intrauterine device is offered through the University of Kentucky Student Health Clinic and can be inserted by a medical professional on campus. Some birth control options are not as safe as the IUD. One option that carries some health risks is the NuvaRing. Although the NuvaRing is a popular form of birth control and acts similarly to an oral contraceptive, it has some concerning side effects. In the Vanity Fair article titled Danger in the Ring, 24-year-old Erica Langhart was described as a talented, beautiful woman bound for law school. Erica suffered from a pulmonary embolism caused by the NuvaRing. After Erica's death, research on the contraceptive found that there are many cases of blood clots that form because of the NuvaRing, and there have been more than 1,000 lawsuits against the manufacturer. The ring can be found at the UK's clinic, and many women obtain their birth control from the clinic because it is convenient and reduces costs. One particular woman who uses a NuvaRing was interviewed and said that she plans on changing her form of birth control because it makes her incredibly nauseous while she is on her period. She has called her doctor and is now using oral contraceptives once again.
Two other types of birth control are the birth control patch and emergency contraception. The birth control patch is given to women to prevent pregnancy. The patch works by sticking to the skin and releasing two different hormones into the body. These two hormones are estrogen and progesterone. The patch is considered to be very effective when used correctly. A new patch is placed on the buttocks, upper arm, stomach, or back once a week, and this is repeated for 3 weeks, followed by a 4th week when no patch will be placed anywhere on the body. Many women like to use the patch when they are forgetful and are not good at remembering to take a daily pill. The patch is much more convenient because one would only have to remember to switch out the patch once a week for 3 weeks. Emergency contraception is a type of birth control that prevents pregnancy after unprotected sex. This pill can be up to 89% effective, but only when taken on time. The pill should be taken no later than 72 hours after unprotected sex, but the effectiveness increases the sooner the pill is taken after intercourse. These pills are available at any local Walgreens as well as the University of Kentucky Clinic for a discounted price. One misconception regarding the emergency contraception pills is the fact that people think the pill will affect or destroy an existing pregnancy, when in fact it does not harm an already fertilized egg. In an article on a debate over Plan B from CBS News, Dr. Susan Wood states, "It is more effective the quicker you have it. This is why it needs to be over the counter." This may be only for emergencies, but many people believe that emergency contraception is very helpful in decreasing the rate of unwanted pregnancy.
The implant is referred to as Nexplanon. It is inserted into the upper arm and it has a rod-like shape approximately the size of a match. This form of birth control allows women to have about 3 to 5 years of protection from pregnancy. This form of birth control is very reliable because it is implanted into your skin so you cannot forget to take it. According to the article, Contraceptive Implants Providing Better Choice to Meet Growing Family Planning Demands states, contraceptive implants are extremely effective, long-acting, and suitable for nearly all women. The implant is also very expensive. It can cost from $600 to $800, according to Nurse Gardner from the UK clinic, and it is the only type of birth control that involves a minor surgery upon implanting it. Although costly and having a minor surgery, this type of birth control is beneficial because it allows the user less responsibility upon taking it. The article, A Tale of Two Birth Control Implants, states, "The implant would allow me to finish college without having to think about my birth control at all. Just insert it and forget it." The downside to the implant is that you go so long not having anything to worry about that you may not remember when it is time to have it removed. This form of birth control is not offered through the UK clinic, which means students would have a more difficult time acquiring it. There is also the injection Depo-Provera. This birth control is a shot every 3 months in the upper arm. The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists states the shot may reduce pelvic pain caused by endometriosis and possible absence of periods. After reading that, this can be thought of as a good form of birth control for women who have pelvic pain and women who cannot stand having a period. In the article from Wall Street Journal called Quiet Reversal, Why Teenage Girls Love the Shot, Why Others Aren't So Sure, Birth Control Method Helps Lower Pregnancy Rates, No One Needs to Know, Clinics Fret Over the Cost, states that the injection is a major presence among teens in America's inner cities and other poor communities. Depo-Provera is the most affordable for people with lower incomes. The cost of the shot is about $40 every 3 months. Overall, affordability is a quality many women may look at for a birth control. With its affordability being a factor, another factor that may interest women into using the shot will be that it is offered through the UK clinic. All of these birth controls except the implant are offered through the UK clinic. So for female students looking for an affordable birth control, try the UK clinic.
If you would like more information on birth control, please visit the University Health Services or make an appointment to speak to a sexual health and wellness nurse. Appointments can be made online or you can call 859-323-5823. University Health Services is located at 830 South Limestone. You can check out their website too at ukhealthcare.uky.edu.